Remember January 2021? The world was weird, but the stock market got even weirder. One name was on everyone's lips: GameStop. How did a struggling video game retailer become the center of a financial David versus Goliath story? Well, grab your popcorn, because this is a wild ride. For years, GameStop was seen as a relic of the past, like a blockbuster for video games. Its stock price was slowly declining, and some big Wall Street hedge funds saw an opportunity. They decided to short the stock. Now, what does shorting mean? Imagine you borrow a book from a friend that you think will become less valuable. You sell it immediately for $10. A week later, its price drops to $1. You buy it back for $1, return it to your friend, and you've just pocketed $9. That's short selling. These hedge funds were betting billions that GameStop stock would tank. They borrowed shares, sold them, and waited for the price to drop so they could buy them back cheap and make a massive profit. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy. But they didn't count on one thing: the internet. Specifically, a community on Reddit called WallStreetBets. This subreddit is a chaotic, meme-filled corner of the internet where everyday people, or retail investors, share stock tips, wild bets, and of course, their wins and losses. Some users on WallStreetBets noticed something fishy. They saw that these giant hedge funds had shorted more than 100% of GameStop's available shares. Think about that for a second. More shares had been borrowed and sold than actually existed for public trading. It was a massive, risky bet against the company. These Redditors saw this as an opportunity. They realized if enough of them bought GameStop stock, or GME, the price would start to go up. And if the price went up, the short sellers would be in big trouble. This is what's known as a short squeeze. Remember our book example? Imagine instead of the price dropping, it skyrockets to $100. You still have to buy it back to return it to your friend. Now, you're losing $90. The higher the price goes, the more money you lose. For short sellers, the potential losses are infinite. So, the call to arms went out across WallStreetBets. It started as a financial play, but it quickly became something more. It became a movement. People were tired of feeling like the little guy always loses to Wall Street. This was their chance to fight back, to use the hedge fund's own strategies against them. They weren't just buying a stock, they were sending a message. And they had a rallying cry: diamond hands. This meant holding onto your stock no matter what, through all the crazy price swings, and not selling. They also said they were going to the moon, a meme-fueled way of saying the stock price would go astronomically high. The plan worked better than anyone could have imagined. As thousands of small investors piled in, buying shares of GameStop on apps like Robinhood, the stock price exploded. So, who was the madman behind the curtain, pulling the strings of this whole chaotic puppet show? His name was Keith Gill. By day, a mild-mannered financial analyst from Massachusetts. But online, he was a legend known as Deep F *****ing value on Reddit's WallStreetBets and Roaring Kitty on YouTube. This guy wasn't your typical Wall Street shark in a slick suit. He was just a regular dude, a father, a former track star, who started posting about his GameStop bet back in June 2019. He saw something no one else did: hidden value in a company everyone else had left for dead. He put his money where his mouth was, initially investing around $50,000. He laid out his entire thesis online for anyone to see. He wasn't some guru selling a secret system. He was just a guy who did his homework and shared it with the world, complete with goofy cat-themed headbands. As the stock started to climb, his initial $53,000 investment ballooned into tens of millions. He became the folk hero, the David who wasn't just slinging rocks at Goliath, but showing a million other Davids how to aim. In early January, GME was trading for around $17 a share. By the end of the month, it peaked at over $480. It was absolute madness. The hedge funds that had shorted the stock were hemorrhaging money, billions of dollars, in fact. One prominent fund, Melvin Capital, was hit so hard it needed a multi-billion-dollar bailout from other firms just to stay afloat. The story was everywhere. Mainstream news, late-night talk shows, even your grandma was probably asking what a stonk was. It was a cultural phenomenon. We saw stories of regular people, students, nurses, teachers, making life-changing money overnight. People paid off student loans, bought cars, and put down payments on houses. It was a massive transfer of wealth from the pockets of Wall Street elites to everyday citizens. The memes were glorious, the energy was electric, and for a moment, it felt like the little guy had finally won. But then, things took a controversial turn. On January 28th, at the peak of the frenzy, several popular trading apps, including Robinhood, suddenly restricted the buying of GameStop and other so-called meme stocks. You could sell your shares, but you couldn't buy any more. This was a bombshell. Why? Because basic supply and demand tells us that if you can't buy something, but you can sell it, the price is going to plummet. And that's exactly what happened. The stock price crashed. The backlash was immediate and intense. People were furious. Accusations flew that these platforms were protecting the hedge funds at the expense of small investors. The CEO of Robinhood was even called to testify before the US Congress to explain the decision. He claimed it was due to clearinghouse deposit requirements, a complex part of the market's plumbing that was strained by the insane trading volume. But for many, it felt like the game was rigged. Just when they were winning, the powerful players changed the rules. So what's the legacy of the GameStop saga? It's complicated. For one, it exposed the incredible power of collective action by retail investors. The internet has leveled the playing field in ways we are still trying to understand. It also sparked a massive debate about market fairness, short selling, and the role of retail trading platforms. It forced Wall Street to take the dumb money seriously. Suddenly, the people they used to dismiss were a force to be reckoned with. The saga also highlighted the risks. While some people made a fortune, others who bought in at the peak lost a lot of money when the price crashed. It was a powerful lesson in market volatility and the dangers of speculative investing driven by hype and social media. This wasn't a get-rich-quick scheme without consequences. In the end, the GameStop story is about more than just a stock. It's a story about technology, community, and a deep-seated frustration with a financial system that many feel is fundamentally unfair. It was a digital uprising, a meme-powered rebellion that shook the foundations of Wall Street and showed the world that when enough small players band together, they can change the game. The dust has settled, but the echoes of Diamond Hands and To the Moon still resonate, a reminder of that one wild month when the internet took on Wall Street. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the events that shape our world. See you next time.